Hey everybody. Today we are going to go over perception versus reality, and I'm going to have you guys do an activity that I think you'll actually like more, and that's a little bit different than the activities we've been doing lately. So real quick, perception versus reality. Um, Perception is the um, of what you interpret the situation to be like. And reality, I'm assuming you guys kind of already know this already, the differences, but we'll just go over it real quick. Reality is what the situation um, is is actually like, and oftentimes these can be very different. And that is something you need to think about um, in the work environment, from working on a team to get something done, to working on different projects, to just choosing where you want to work in general. Maybe you think um, you're going to work at some place that is an awesome work environment and you'll have lots of friends and whatever, and then you get there and it's not like that. It's just like an office job. So really got to keep these things in mind. So that's why I think it's important to cover. They give these examples, which I think are not my favorite examples, but we'll go over them quickly. So yeah, Bob's daughter's on the basketball team. She doesn't get to play very much. His daughter works hard, never complains, but Bob just thinks that this is injustice. Bob becomes annoyed and irritated, and then he angrily confronts the coach as embarrassed his daughter. So he didn't have a good idea of, in his perception, his daughter was just being treated, but in actuality, she was doing fine. She was working hard, and um, um, he just embarrassed her a lot. So that's why it's important. Where John basically is in the same situation as Bob, but his daughter, but he knows his perception is much more in line with reality. He knows that his daughter's given it her all. She's working hard, but at the end of the day, he understands the predicament the coach is in, and he wants the best players to be out there to win the game. Oh, excuse me. Um, and so that situation goes over much better, and he doesn't embarrass his daughter, which is pretty awesome, obviously, because you don't want to embarrass anyone. So, yeah, really quick lesson. So for your exit ticket, your activity I want you to do, whatever you want to call it, um, it's gonna be, well, that's my, I'll get to that in a second. It's just this. You're going to put a subject in of a something that has a very different perception and than the actual reality, than what's actually happening. And then I want you guys to find pictures appropriate. Make sure this is an appropriate thing, obviously, of a perception you had of something, and then how it actually was. So maybe, you know, soccer. You thought joining the soccer team would be awesome, and then when you actually got there, it was awful. Or maybe it's vice versa. This doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing. So for my example, my subject is college. Here's my perception, the very like stereotypical like experience, partying all the time. They're crowd surfing a guy in a kitchen. Um, I you know I thought it would be more like that much more frequently when I was in high school, when I was your guys' age. I'm like, yep, this is what college is like. People just go crazy, party all the time. And obviously, this happens in college, but this was more my reality of just like being stressed out. This is kind of sad. I would encourage going to college. Don't get me wrong. But this was more of my reality of being kind of sad and studying a lot, because you're put in hard classes and you have to work hard to achieve your goals. And after all, this doesn't get you any closer to graduation. That's the reality of this situation. This isn't helping improve your grades at all. This isn't getting any assignments done. But this will. Um, with that being said, obviously, part of college or really wherever is making friends. Uh, so yeah. But that was my uh college experience, more or less. So I want you guys to do the same type of thing. Again, keep it appropriate, um, but be honest. Like, what was your actual um, reality like, versus your perception? It's kind of sometimes like putting these images on. These things can be dumb, I found, and it can be really hard to like move the picture around. So don't worry too much about it. Like, as long as I can tell that one's perception, one's reality, it should be fine. Like, if you have to go, like, sometimes it'll like throw it like onto a different page. If that happens, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I just need to see. I just need some way of telling um, that which is perception and which is reality. So like make sure to type it by there or something like that. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Obviously, email me with any questions.